There. Good afternoon, everybody. It's so nice to see so many people out here today. We're just so pleased to see you all here, and I'm meeting so many new people. That's great, too. I would like to acknowledge today that we are gathered today on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Musqueam people. I would also like to acknowledge that many of you are joining us today from places near and far, and acknowledge the traditional owners and caretakers of those lands. UBC is a community of learners, and we have much to learn from the Indigenous stewards of these lands. Welcome, one and all. I'm Bill McCutcheon, the Emeritus College Principal for this year until the end of June, and Professor Emeritus of Physics and Astronomy. So, first of all, I would like to call on and welcome Dr. Gage Averill, Provost and Vice President Academic for UBC Vancouver.
Greetings, everyone. This one thing I didn't expect as much as when I got here is to see so many old friends in the audience. So, greetings. That's missed many of you. I in a previous incarnation was Dean of Arts for about 11, 12 years here, and I've many of arts faculty, but also faculty members I've know from other faculties. So, it's really wonderful to be here, and to start out by acknowledging our presence here on Musqueam territory. It is the second building, or second space we've opened on campus today. We started out this morning at the School for Biomedical Engineering and had a Musqueam welcome there. And it just reminds us, with every space increment on this campus, of the partnership we have with Musqueam people, our host nation, how important that partnership is as it evolved and has grown. And we want it to be a mutually beneficial partnership in perpetuity with people who have lived on these lands for 10,000 years. So it is wonderful as we enter these new spaces and continue to think about this way this campus has matured, to consider this relationship as it also matures. It's just a real pleasure for me to be here today at this official opening of the Emeritus College. I understand that former President Ono had talked about a space, and I think the words were modest but dignified. A space for Emeritus and Emeriti professors. And I'm happy that the Provost's office, with my predecessor, Andrew Zeri, myself, my Deputy Provost here, Janice Stewart, all helped to bring this forth, and that it is a reality today. I toured the office upstairs. Thank you as well. It is beautiful, and what a great space. It's not the first Emeriti space that I've brought about. In my role in Mississauga as the vice principal at Mississauga was the college, and that was the brainchild of our Emeriti professors, as well as with support from President Ono back in the day. And it is a unique feature of this university, I think still unique in Canada. What it does, of course, is recognize the extraordinary talent of our Emeriti professors. The notion that deciding to give up on the one job, part of the day job, reduces by zero the capacity to give to the university, to give to students, to mentor, to continue their research, to inspire each other and us in the work that you do. So I am grateful that we've been able to recognize this. I've been a supporter all along of the notion, of the concept, and it's also grateful for the continuing work that our Emeriti professors are doing. You've raised millions of dollars in research funding. You're engaged at every level. I sit on Senate, and I know we have a number of very, very eminent senators who are from the Emeriti ranks. So thank you. Thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you for the advocacy to bring this about, to help bring this about, and then having a college of Emeritus College, then the activism around other issues. We've been talking with people about our students who are here from the armed services. We had a meeting a couple of weeks ago with a group of emeritus professors. We've been talking with another group about our and the need for continually invigorating our programs for sustainability and on the climate emergency. So the ranks of the Emeritus College are changing the university as we speak. And I'm this is a milestone to actually bring about the architecture, to have the space. Space matters. We've all lived through an extraordinary period in human history with a virus that locked down our campus, our societies, foreclosed on socialization in the ways that we were used to engaging in socialization. And we know just how special it is to come back face to face, to hang out together, to have space, to interact, to foment plans, to be creative. And I'm so glad that we have that space here now for you. I love that someone mentioned earlier tonight that it's in a space where we have students, and I'm looking forward to interactions with some of our more senior colleagues and our most junior colleagues, students in this university who can use the mentoring, use the inspiration, use the contact with our faculty. I'm going to keep this short. I know our deputy provost will have some more to say in a little bit. Thank you so much for all of this, for the contributions you are making to UBC. It is really inspiring, and I have to say, it's one of my favorite moments when we see the ceremony ceremony during the year, where we look at the accomplishments of emeritus professors. So thank you. Congratulations, Bill, and to the organization. It's a great, momentous day. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Averill, for your continued support and the recognition for all that the Emeriti have done and will continue to do. Coming together today represents an enormous milestone. With the establishment of the college in 2018, the request for a modest but dignified physical space was honored by the Provost office by offering the space in this building, this new building. To my fellow Emeriti and members, this day is a result of efforts of so many. It's a result of your hardworking executive, council, and staff, and those visionaries who have gone before us. Now, mentioning staff, I don't think many of you do know our staff members, but I don't think you all do. So just to get everybody up to the same knowledge and the same speed, I'd like to introduce them. So Sandra Van Ark is here. And is Sarah upstairs? Guess so. Oh, Sarah's in the back there. Sarah, close. Humayan. And Queenie Law, she's over there, the other side. And Lynn Warburton, she's there too. They've done an amazing job. No stone's been left unturned. So if I'd been in charge of this, I think it would have been a disaster. But with this knowledgeable and competent staff, I think it's just turning into a lovely afternoon. So, and besides the staff and those visionaries who have gone before us, they saw that retired faculty, librarians, and program administrators, after a lifetime of professional dedication, deserve not only a fulfilling retirement, but also had many ways to contribute and continue growing. I hope you had a chance to look at the college's timeline upstairs on the windows and the different milestones which were passed on our way to where we are now. It is also important to recognize the leadership of UBC, such as that given by former President Santa Ono, who brought the concept of the Emeritus College to UBC and helped us to make the transition to it. It's where we are today. The Provost's office, and now President Bacon, who shares the vision to help us honor past contributions and protect the future of the college. So your passions for special interest groups, and we have many now, such as photography, the environment, sports, scholarly engagement, travel, wine, food, and the college's growth, all contribute to a vibrant community that is both enriched and enriching. In short, you change the way we see retirement and inspire the UBC community to help shape a healthier, more robust future for all the emeriti and retired faculty. As retired members, we hold UBC's legacy, but we also contribute to its future. Our years of dedication and experience point the way forward and light a path for those to follow in our footsteps. We are a microcosm of the entire university and trustworthy holders of knowledge. And now that microcosm lives here under one roof. You know the impact you've had on your students and colleagues. The college is here to help you extend that impact in tangible ways and communities and to advocate for your needs. This space is your space for gatherings and meetings, both formal and informal. By creating this space, UBC stands out further for the progressive contributions to society. In Canadian society alone, 20% of the population is over 60. We demonstrate UBC's approach to capitalizing on the wisdom and energy of its members. You help support community learning, essential facilities, academic conferences, research, and other vital initiatives. You advance knowledge, resources, and new ways of taking on the world's greatest challenges. If you've been to the college upstairs, the office upstairs, you cannot have missed the extraordinary carving by Musqueam artist Brent Sparrow. To tell us more about it, please welcome Steve Treadwell, a past principal of the college and Professor Emeritus of Orthopedics. Steve.
Okay.
Better have this microphone.
Did the slide go? Good. Okay, if you don't mind, I am going to sit. I'll use the microphone as well. Yeah, I tore a hamstring a couple of weeks ago, and standing up is not a lot of fun. So, yes, it's there. Good. To continue the story, in 2018, as you know, a proposal for an emeritus college was accepted by UBC Senate and by its Board of Governors only 7 years ago. At that time, temporary office space for the college was set aside in the Ponderosa Annex, with a permanent site planned for the new Brock Commons South extension that was then in its latter stages of planning. We are now here. Early in the life of the new college, our then principal, Graham Wynne, received a donation proposal that would fund the purchase of a work of First Nations art. He brought the proposal to council. The concept of the donation was that this work would honor the shared values of the Emeritus Professoriate and those of the Coast Salish people, upon whose traditional, ancestral, and unceded land the Emeritus College, as an integral part of the University of British Columbia, is located. The council accepted the offer, and following a conference call coordinated by Graham Wynne with Leona Sparrow of the Musqueam Indian Band to outline the proposal, I was tasked with identifying an appropriate work. The search was not easy, but early in 2021, serendipity intervened. I had been searching for a print called The Scarlet Falcon by the well-known Salish artist Susan Point for my office at home. I'd been unable to find it, but directed by a recent acquaintance to the Coastal People's Art Gallery downtown, where he was sure that his wife, who worked there, would also be able to help. She was able to locate the last copy of the work. And as I turned from my purchase, I saw a carving on display in the gallery that met our search criteria for the college perfectly. It had been carved by Susan Point's son, Brent Sparrow, several of whose works of art are on campus. And by the way, at the bus stop, when you look down, you'll see one of the carvings of the salmon that is on this particular piece of work now. This was the original carving. The other ones came later. Now, galleries do not allow works to be put on hold. So it was agreed that part of the donation could be used for a down payment, and pending college approval would also be used to fund the storage for the carving until the construct of Brock Common South had been completed. At this time, amongst the many who helped, I have to acknowledge the key participation of Professors Emerita Patricia Shaw, Lynn Young, and Joanne Archibald, who assisted with and guided both the wording on the plaque as well as the precision of the translations. Those of you who have seen the carving, and now it's in front of you, may have recognized that there are 3 languages represented. One within the carving itself, and 2 in the plaque beside it. Firstly, there are the symbolic messages of the carving itself, which I will frame in a minute. Secondly, the plaque that recognizes the symbolism and the artist in the language of the Musqueam people. And finally, a translation of that message into English. Symbolism is an integral part of Pacific Northwest First Nations art, an expression of both belief and societal value. The carving upstairs is in diptych format, that is 2 panels in parallel with similar or connecting theme. And this one virtually vibrates with the shared values of the Musqueam people and those of the Emeritus Professoriate. Centered in the carving are the images of salmon and moon. The salmon, symbolic of instinct, determination, and persistence. The latter 2, significant values within academia. Moon, in Pacific Northwest art, is seen as a protector, a guardian, and plus, to continue with the overlap with academic values, because moon controls tidal change and illuminates the dark sky of the unknown, it is also therefore seen as a force for change. The 2 major figures in the carving, eagle on the left panel and thunderbird on the right, also represent values shared with the role and goals of the Emeritus Professoriate. Eagle as symbol of prestige, peace, wisdom, and friendship, and thunderbird of protector and leadership. Now, no overlapping of 2 value systems is complete, nor total. But by identifying commonalities, we move towards an ease of acceptance of one group toward the other, a diminishing of stereotype, a diminishing of negative bias. And in our case, also toward the meeting of our goals of a strategic involvement within the university and our community as a whole. We, the college, raise our hands in thanks and respect to and in admiration of the skill and talent of Brent Sparrow for the crafting of this work. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. These insights about the carving help us see ourselves in a little different light. It's just marvelous, and I can understand them, I think, a bit better now. I'd like to welcome our final honored guest, Dr. Janice Stewart, UBC Deputy Provost, who provides strategic leadership and oversight for academic affairs, faculty recruitment and retention, and ongoing faculty relations matters. They will share their insights about rethinking the meaning of Emeritus, knowledge, work in precarious times. Dr. Stewart.
Thank you, Janice. I think I'll just maybe stand up. Sorry. No. Go over here. Is this on? Oh. It's so exciting. I'm so happy to be here and so wonderful to see so many of you who I've known. I've been here 24 years and I've encountered many of you, and I just want to say how honored I am to be here with you. Many of you have even hired me. I'm just, well, anyway. So good afternoon, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, and members of the UBC Emeritus College and friends. It is both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today to celebrate UBC Emeritus College, the opening of the college in this space in Brock Commons, and the college members' vital contributions to our academic community and beyond. We are reminded joyously of the profound impact that wisdom, experience, and a commitment to lifelong learning can have on the world. The members of this illustrious and unique in Canada Emeritus College have, over the years, exemplified what it means to be lifelong learners, to challenge assumptions, to expand horizons, and to contribute to the enrichment of the human understanding across a multitude of disciplines. Today, we recognize not just college members' accomplishments, the honor of being awarded the Emerit title, but also the values that you have embodied throughout your careers: curiosity, resilience, collaboration, and above all, a steadfast commitment to the pursuit of knowledge. These values are what have shaped the character of UBC itself, making it one of the leading institutions in the world, a place where ideas flourish, where excellence is nurtured, and where intellectual inquiry continues. It is a testament to the enduring spirit of inquiry and the transformative power of knowledge itself. The college serves as a repository of unparalleled expertise and experience, housing a collective of individuals who have dedicated their lives to the pursuit of knowledge and the mentorship of students and the advancement of their respective disciplines. Each member's academic and professional journey has been marked by groundbreaking research, the publication of extraordinary works, and commitment to shaping the intellectual landscape in their fields. One of the first Emeritus College members whose passionate knowledge work made me an indelible impression on me was my mother-in-law, Anne Gilmore Bryson. Anne was a professor of medieval history at the University of Melbourne. Her contributions were legendary, including that she was amongst the first historians to make use of computers in the 70s, to carry out new work that otherwise would have been impossible. Dr. Gilmore Bryson used the computer-based lexical analysis to provide the world with the first full transcript of investigations of the Templar Knights by the Inquisition. This work was published by the Vatican Press. Very unusual for a woman at that time to get published by the Vatican. Just putting that out there. Anne's work was abruptly cut short by mandatory retirement at the age 65. In fact, her work continued at full steam. Anne took a job at Trinity Western University, right here, and continued for almost 20 years more to write books, go to conferences, mentor junior faculty and graduate students. Anne was no stranger to UBC either. One of her last academic talks as an emeritus faculty member was delivered at Green College in the Coach House. In Anne's will, she continued to make an impact on the world. Anne's extraordinary book and manuscript collection was donated to Trinity Western Library, very important to her engagement with the social good. that by this donation, the library's collection would have been seriously augmented and transformed by its inclusion of hundreds of works on gender and sexuality in the medieval time. I don't know why I love that, but I do. UBC Emeritus College is a community of scholars who have stepped away from the formal demands of their academic roles, yet remain vibrant contributors to the intellectual and cultural fabric of our university. The value and importance of the Emeritus College to UBC today is being celebrated, as well as the new dedicated Emeritus College space. The Emeritus College serves as a repository of unparalleled expertise and experience, housing a collective of individuals who have dedicated their lives to the pursuit of this knowledge, the mentorship of students. Today, there are two intertwined threads that I would like to pursue. First is the idea that universities are living knowledge labs that, at their heart, are driven by the social good. We are not corporations driven by the financial bottom line. You know what I mean. And secondly, the love of knowledge, so aptly exhibited by the college members, demonstrates the commitment to lifelong learning. Projects that teach us how to live a good life. That life contributes to making what is socially good. The university, conceived as a knowledge lab oriented towards the social good, reimagines the university's intellectual enterprise as fundamentally accountable to the broader public sphere. Beyond the pursuit of the abstract inquiry, it becomes a crucible for research and pedagogy that are purposefully aligned with the ethical imperative to address pressing societal inequities and global challenges. In this model, the production of knowledge is not an end in itself, but a means to fostering inclusive, sustainable, transformative impact. By leveraging its capacity for critical analysis and interdisciplinary synthesis and civic engagement, the university mobilizes its intellectual capital to co-create solutions with communities, policymakers, and global networks. And I've met so many of you who are so active in working with government or working on continued lifelong projects that are just outstanding, and also who have met each other in this space and have created really wonderful collaborations with each other to create new interdisciplinary works and new interdisciplinary knowledge. The contemporary university, far from being a mere repository of established knowledge functions, increasingly as a dynamic knowledge laboratory, a site where inquiry, experimentation, and rigorous interrogation of ideas converge to generate novel insights. Within this intellectual ecosystem, disciplinary boundaries are continually negotiated and transcended, fostering interdisciplinary collaborations and address complex real-world challenges. The university, as a knowledge lab, not only continues to cultivate critical thinking and methodological innovation, but also regards the university as both the architect and the catalyst of transformative knowledge production, anchoring its mission in the interplay between theory and practice, tradition, and innovation. So how does this matter today? Today, opportunities to carry out research and to teach towards social good are imperiled across the globe. I believe the kinds of knowledge work that members of the college members here do provide a crucial intervention at this time. I have come to think of it as knowledge work in precarious times. This is a disorienting time for knowledge workers across the globe, fueled by media frenzy that sensationalizes an anxious mythology concerning the apparent threat to the sanctity of academic freedom, posed by the mere possibility that freedom for academics is not an absolute guarantee. That as scholars, we are inevitably sutured into the very demanding relationships with knowledge and with the public. The very real effects of the claims that we make as scholars requires that we accept and enact a wholly rigorous and publicly transparent set of scholarly practices to determine that our claims can withstand rigorous critical scrutiny. I have found myself going back to the 1989 Western University debate on the subject of racism, race, and IQ between two faculty members employed at Canadian universities, Dr. Philippe Rushton and Dr. David Suzuki. They both posed a series of debates on research about the limits of research, knowledge production, and academic freedom. The stakes then and now are very similar. There was then, as now, an extraordinary media frenzy that perpetuated widespread panic about the threat that might come if there were any limits. And as scholars, we are inevitably pushing and trying to work through real-world problems to come to some kind of scholarly practices that determine our claims and allow for rigorous scrutiny, which so many of you are doing and have done. This is precisely the contribution of the college members here as knowledge workers. This work is far from being research carried out for the purpose of trading on the value provided by their title as professor, clinician, research fellow, etc., in a highly ranked university. Quite the contrary, your scholarly work as college members provides an extraordinary example of the deliberate relationship to knowledge and its consequential use in our everyday lives. Secondly, the trajectories of many college members provide us with an exceptional model how it is that faculty can elect to carry on with significant knowledge projects during a period biographically where what remains powerful and determinative is the love of knowledge. For example, the Emeritus College members have collaborated on projects addressing climate change, sustainable development, public health crisis, leveraging their collective knowledge to propose actionable strategies. They have worked to improve education in schools. A group we met with this week that's doing excellent work around veterans and bringing veterans to the campus. I've met with groups from medicine who have worked with creating different kinds of materials to, instead of plastics, working with a group to try to make an intervention, a sustainable intervention in medical materials. And I could go on. So many wonderful things happening. The college's commitment to community engagement is another cornerstone of the mission. Members actively participate in initiatives that promote education, cultural enrichment, and social equity. Through public lectures, workshop, outreach programs, the Emeritus College fosters a deeper connection between the university and the broader community. And I know that these efforts are only going to grow. I just met with the AMS, who are so excited to create some collaborations with the Emeritus College. And I just think that we're going to have a very vibrant, fulsome community. And that's mostly because many of you are asking for it and creating materials that will be included, I think, for and exciting for students to continue to work with you. College members also contribute by serving as advisors to local and global organizations, sitting on boards, nonprofit organizations, Senate, offering their expertise to shape policies and strategies, address urgent social needs. Their ability to synthesize knowledge from multiple disciplines makes them uniquely suited to tackling challenges that require the holistic perspective. Collaborative projects on urban planning, for instance, have brought together insights from environmental science, sociology, and public policy to create a sustainable and equitable cities. And I met with a group that is working with some of the people in operations here to rethink, using their planning and urban planning expertise to rethink and shape some of the designs of some of the gardens around UBC. Amazing. The influence of the UBC Emeritus College extends far beyond the university. Members actively engage with the broader community through all kinds of public lectures, consultancy, volunteer work, policy advocacy. Their expertise informs the public discourses, addresses pressing changes, and at the same time, you also all apparently have time for a photography club and many other wonderful fellowship organizings. The college outreach programs fosters collaborations with schools, nonprofit organizations, and cultural institutions. I'm working with a group right now who is looking at getting furniture into Acadia House for families that can't afford the furniture. Some have worked very hard, I think, to create a food bank out of education where many have contributed to that food bank for international students, etc. The public good and how to live a good life, an intellectual life. Knowledge that creates opportunities for meaningful dialogue and shared learning. For example, Emeriti have worked with local schools to develop an innovative curricula that inspire the next generation of learners, integrating insights from diverse disciplines to enrich the educational experience. Additionally, college members have contributed to the cultural enrichment by partnering with museums and arts and organizations and curate exhibits, deliver lectures, host workshops. These efforts celebrate the intersection of art, history, and science, fostering a deep appreciation for the cultural and intellectual heritage that shapes our world and that we want to shape our world. Today, as we celebrate the Emeritus College, we honor not only its remarkable achievements, but also the boundless potential. The college is a dynamic institution continually evolving to meet the needs of its members and the communities that it serves. Its initiatives in research, education, community engagement are a testament to its vitality and relevance, and it's so exciting and inspiring. Let us take a moment to recognize the individuals who make this institution so extraordinary. To the members of the Emeritus College, your dedication, your passion, your contributions inspire us all. You embody the principles of excellence, curiosity, and service that define the academic enterprise. Your work reminds us that the pursuit of knowledge is a lifelong endeavor and that the impact of our efforts transcend the boundaries of our professional careers. As we look to the future, let us commit to supporting and strengthening the Emeritus College. Let us recognize the immense value that Emeriti bring to our university and society, and let us ensure that you have many opportunities to thrive. By doing so, we affirm our belief in the power of knowledge, in the importance of community, and the enduring legacy of those who have dedicated their lives to scholarship, learning, and teaching. In closing, I'd like to express my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has contributed to the success of this college. Your efforts have created a vibrant and inclusive community that stands as a beacon of excellence and inspiration. Let us continue to celebrate and support this remarkable institution, ensuring that it remains a source of wisdom, innovation, and impact for generations to come. And I just want to thank you all. I feel very honored to be here. Thank you.
Oh, don't go away. Don't go away. Thank you, Sandra. As a token of our appreciation, Janice, we'd like to issue this. It's a much coveted Emeritus College umbrella. So it's for you. Thank you. So thank you for those words, Dr. Stewart. It's clear the role of college members and research has never been more relevant, and there's even more to do. Well, that concludes the official opening. And now, speaking on, I'm sorry to say it concludes because I've enjoyed the afternoon so much. I think it's just been wonderful seeing so many people out, seeing old friends and meeting new ones. And speaking on behalf of the college and its members, I thank you all for joining us today and look forward to seeing you in this new space. Thank you.